Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and welcome to Fabzi Football. It's another discussion on the African Cup of Nations, Ivory Coast 2023. We'll be looking at Group D today, where we have the likes of Mauritius and the 2019 champions Algeria, Burkina Faso, and Angola. I still have with me the usual suspects. We all call him the Sport Bishop, Arinze Chino. So good afternoon. How are you?
Thank you for having me. Good afternoon to you too. Great to be here. Let's talk sports. Let's talk football.
Before we talk football, let's talk Nigeria for a minute. What happened yesterday?
I can't fathom it, but it's like I was a bearer of bad news the last time we spoke about the Super Eagles, where I said I am not optimistic, but I will take it if we can go as far as winning the title. And then we're giving a reality check. We got a 12-0 victory against Dubai selected team. And it looked like, oh, we're in high heaven, but we're brought down to 8 by a team who is also heading to the AFCON as well, a Guinea team. This is a team that we beat the last time we met. I think it was the last African Cup of Nations we beat them. So it is what it is. We'll keep our fingers crossed.
In 2019, the third place
Top
match
place
in
game.
2019.
Exactly. We'll keep our fingers crossed. Don't forget, now we're not, unless one man down, Victor Oko Boniface has picked up an injury. He returned back to his base in Germany. Yet another blow to our aspirations. I don't think it's not a good time to be a Super Eagles fan, but the AFCON is upon us. 4 days to go. We have to just let's go into the tournament with a bit of zest. But come on, it's not good reading for fans of Nigeria and the Super Eagles.
Okay, also we wish Victor Boniface a quick recovery, and we also wish the Super Eagles the best of luck. They need everything that they need in this tournament because, like I said, when you go into the tournament unprepared, this is what you get. Okay, quickly let's go into Group D, and you have, like I said, you have Algeria at the top of that group, not top of the group, at the top part of the group. You have Burkina Faso, where you have Bertrand Traore, who plays for
Aston Villa.
Aston Villa, Angola, and Mauritius. So let's look at Angola.
Yeah.
Let's look at Algeria. Algeria won this tournament in 2019 with a fantastic display, especially when they beat the Nigerian Super Eagles in the semi-final of that tournament. What do you see as their chances in this tournament, knowing that they didn't qualify for the World Cup, even when they had a fantastic team? They were beaten by an average Cameroonian side in the qualifiers, especially the match they had in Algiers that went up and down. You also have an aging team with the likes of Real Mahrez, with the likes of Soleimani,
Bunny.
and a host of others. Yes, and a host of others
Budaja. Yeah.
that are in that team that are in their chances. So, what do you see as Algeria chances in this tournament?
I think first of all, we need to give kudos to Algeria. I think they've got a good, what they've got this continuity in their squad. You call the likes of Riyad Mahrez, Slimani, Bentaleb, Budaja, Mbohi, Issa Mendy. These are players that have been there for a very long time. Basbania as well. These players have been there for so long a time in the national team. They've got some new other players adding up to the team like Adabouaz, who plays for Lille, who was at some point turned to play for us now. So the squad look exciting. And they've got a coach who's also the most paid coach in the competition, as well as the coach who won it when, like I said, when they beat Nigeria in Egypt. And I've got about Bamadi. So I think they're in a good place. They've got a good team. They've got players playing in top leagues in Europe. I tell you, I look at the team, it's frightening. They are playing the Premier League, the Spanish La Liga, and they are playing regularly for their teams. Look at Ryan Nuri, Wolverhampton Wanderers.
You also have, sorry for cutting you short, you also have the likes of Soumani, Islam
Yeah,
Soumani playing in Brazil after his exploits.
team of Brazil. Yeah,
Yeah.
they have
So I think they
Belali.
have a mix
Belali, one of the best players in Africa. He plays for MC Algiers as well. So I think they've got a young, a good mixture of both experience and youth, and they've got a manager who is also boxing in confidence after winning the Afcon. I know the World Cup didn't come. The last Afcon they were dumped out of the group stages. Remember what a sad ending to their
yeah.
last Afcon. The same with Nigeria as well. And they were also at the World Cup. They were not, they missed out on that last ditch Cameroon. I know what happened. So I think they are hungry. They want to right the wrongs. They look like this is the. I don't like using the word golden era, but it's Nigeria in their golden era. With the Real Madrid of this world, they've got players who are in their prime at the same time, at the same level, and but it is what it is, and we need to put our fingers crossed. We need to. I think I think that's one of the favorites. I don't know why, but I look at my crystal ball here right now, and I still think they can go as far as the finals. They've got the tools, and they've got the manager. They've got the support. Look at where they've been coming for as long as I remember. This team has been playing friendlies upon friendlies when even national teams were not playing. So I can beat my chest. I think they've got a good team. They've got a good coach. They've got the momentum. They're former champions. They're not. They're not rookies when it comes to play at this level of African football, and they've got a good team. So I think nobody should look at them as a mediocre. This team can play. If there's one thing I know about the Algeria team, they play good football and they score a truckload of goals. They've got a good defense as well. So I don't Luck was the reason why they did. I don't think they played badly the last AFCON. I think they drew their 3 games and were knocked out. Remember, not that they lost the game anyway. So it is what it is. I think they look like a team potential winners of this competition. If I don't think they can cool and play their game, they've got a lot. Like I said, the thing that works for this Algerian team for me is the continuity. The fact that so many players who were there when they won it last time out have matured and metamorphosed, and the young players like the Unas who are doing well in Europe and also in the African scene with MC Algiers have merged up with this team, and they look a very strong, formidable team.
Okay. Do you looking at the squad of the team? Is there any player you don't expect to be in this team? You have Adamuna who plays for Lille in France. You have
Yeah.
Mahmoud Amrouma who plays for Union Saint in Belgium.
Not Senegalese.
You have
Yeah.
Maris. You have Islam Soleimani, Yusuf Benatia who plays for MC Algiers. See, you have. I think what when you look at this thing, you have the mix of the Brazilian flair, the French flair. You also have
The
the mix of the
English,
European flair.
English tenacity.
You have players that plays in Europe. You have
Exactly.
Benatia also from AC Milan. You see, you
AC
have
Milan.
good players. So don't you think it would be a problem for the manager to be able to harness something from these players going to this
See,
tournament?
as a coach, let me tell you the truth, this kind of problem you want. I think I'll take this problem all day than the one we have with the Super Eagles at the moment. Um, you have players like Asamoah, like I love to call him. He plays for Roma, plays regularly. You have players playing regularly. Even the only player who I felt I was quite surprised why he was there, but the coach will argue with me that come on, you don't take out experience, which is Islam Sulmani. The guy has been there, like he's been a furniture in the Algerian national team for as long as I can remember. But the boy is even playing and scoring goals in Coritiba. His goal scoring record there is incredible. I was looking at it yesterday and I was like, wow, how good this guy is, Despite him playing in Brazil, the same thing with Onas, the same thing with Owa. These guys are playing in top teams in Europe. Roma, AC Milan, Ismail Benacer. This guy, when he's fit, he's playing. It's like one of the 4 horsemen of Stephen Pioli, the coach of AC Milan. So it's a good headache. When you have quality players around the team, you don't struggle when the team when the starting level is struggling. You don't lose how do I put it now? You don't panic. You don't lose concentration. You're like, oh, you've got the tools. I like to use that word tools from the bench that can come in, and change the whole game altogether by the snap of their fingers. Something like I like calling Nigeria to the bench. That's what Nigeria cannot really have. Someone can come from the bench and change the game. So as a coach, this is a problem you love. It's a good problem. There's nothing like that. I think it's a fantastic problem to have as a coach. And Mamadi will get up. See, they're going to Africa with the best players in Africa. Virtually, if you want to do a first 11 in Africa, 4 or 5 players will come from the Algerian team. Is that good? As for these players are playing in top leagues, and they would not even start who was starting at some point to join Madrid, to join Arsenal, may not even start in this team base. Don't forget, there is Onos Owa, there is Bentaleb, there's Stefan Feguli. Stefan Feguli is another furniture in that team.
Who's in that team?
Exactly.
I
They
think
have
I think you see. you have
They
you,
have
you
to
also
show
have
better. See,
yes, you also have a Louis as well who plays for Wolverhampton Wanderers in the team. It's a
exactly,
mix of
exactly. The
it's
defense
a
is so
mix of
solid that you can make three or
experience
four
and
are huge. This defender been touted to join the
yeah, youth
Premier
as
League.
well.
He plays for Nice in France as well. He's also going to be joining up with the team.
Yeah,
We've got players playing in Muhammad. I mean, in the part of Tunisia, they're having a fantastic time in the African continent. He's also in that team, so the coach can easily pick out two defensive team, and they will still be as solid as the first. So good to me. It's a good problem. Oh wow, every coach will love this.
yeah, yeah.
I'm even
I'm
loving
also
it. I'm
surprised
even,
you have a Dutch born player in the team that plays for Mainz, France.
yeah,
Kevin Van der Cruyff.
the coach can afford to drop a player
I
of
just
that
think that
quality.
yeah, this team can really go a mile. Can go a mile in this more than a mile in this Nations Cup. Nations Cup.
Like
If
I
they
said, if they
don't
can
win
work,
it,
I think if they can watch against Ego, the ego clashing against ego. If the coach can really keep the dressing room, don't allow heads to clash, don't allow egos to clash, keep them as one unit, not into bits and cliques. This team can go far. They can go far.
okay. I hope they go far. Hopefully we'll see what will happen at the end of the day. Okay, let's move on. Let's go to Burkina Faso. The Burkina babes, they've been there and they've seen it all in the Nations Cup.
Yeah,
We know that they've had histories of having good players in the Nations Cup. They've had histories of uh, having these explosive players that they have in their team. But I want us to look at their chances. I want us to see where they will end up at the end of the day. Because it's a solid team. The Burkina Faso team is a solid team. But it is more than having a solid team. When it comes to the Nations Cup, it is a mixture of having a solid team and a brilliant team and a team that knows how to win and how to score goals. And
yeah,
that has been the issue some of these teams have coming into the Nations Cup. They are good, but I think when it comes to doing the job, I think most of them can't just do the job. But can the Burkina Faso team go an extra mile this time around, knowing fully well that a whole lot of expectation back in their home country rest on
yeah,
their shoulders to go for this tournament.
yeah. Burkina Faso, I think the potential banana peel since the last time they got to the final in 2013, when Nigeria won that competition. God bless the soul of the boss and Coach Stephen Ketry. They seem to be on a nosedive. No disrespect. This is because they have not really, and I must say, um, gotten some younger, youthful players that can step up the pace, and grab the opportunity by the scruff of the neck. They've relied mostly on the old guys. Then it was the veteran brothers. Now the elder brother has left the team. Now it's now like a younger team. Look at the players coming in. Very young. This is a very young team. You have Dango Quatara, who plays in Bournemouth, very young winger. You have Jibril Quatara, BS RS Bekene, also doing well in the Africa. And of course, not forgetting Abdul Topsoba, who plays in France with Amiens. In the midfield, also very young. There is no much
Yeah,
experience except Bertrand Traore. The days of the Pretoipa, the Bansi have all gone. But they look like a team who, like you said, who have got players playing in some good leagues, like Issa Kabori, Luton Town, though they are struggling in the Premier League. Yusufu Dayo of RS Bekele, that guy is a quality. I've watched the RS Bekele play, and I think that guy is a quality defender. He will
yeah,
have to
he's
come
good.
to the fore for them in this one. But wow, I don't forget Edmond Tosoma. Please forget. I know please he forgives me if I don't call his name. He looks to be the main man in the defense. He plays for Bayern Leverkusen in Germany.
Yeah,
So it is a very tough team. But I think they're more or less full of youthful players in the sense that they are very young. Uh, they're not much of experience playing at this level, so they will have to learn. They are learning. They are learning at the same time. They've got a big pressure on their back because of how badly they have played in the last 2, 3 editions. After we're going to the final, you expect the whole fans to come out. Come on, let's push up. We got to the final. At least let's get to the semi-final. But it's a very young team, and I think the pressure is too much for them. They may crack, It's football. If they may crack, let me be sincere with you. If they crack, I don't blame them because, like I said, it's a young team. It's a learning curve for them. They will stumble and fall and stumble and fall. At some point, they will gather themselves, just like how the Senegalese team did until they became a firepower in African football. But for now, it's looking like a young team with some experience players. I repeat, microscopic few like Tosoba and Veteran. Can they drag this team to where they want to be in African football? A lot of question marks, I must say. We saw the last AFCON, they flattered to deceive. They had some sparks. There was some good things about the way they played. Some like especially that was the mention of Quataro, the guy who plays with Bournemouth, but still could realize you could look at the team and say, oh, something is just missing there. That's the experience playing at this level. So it's gonna be tough for them. I believe they've got a chance, an outside chance to go far. An outside chance in the group as well, because it doesn't look like a bad group. I'm sincere with you. I look at the player teams, it doesn't look like a bad group. Look at like they could just sneak out, either as one of the best losers or sneak out as the second place. But I don't think they can win the group, not with the quality of players they have at the moment.
Okay. Um, in this team, which player do you think will stand out for? Because I didn't ask you
It
that
for Algeria.
in the
I think
Algerian team.
Algeria, I think
Because I know
I'll
that
come
I
to
know
Algeria.
in
I don't think it's Riyad Mahrez,
the
though.
Algerian
I
team.
think the reason they will do well in this competition for Algeria, it has to be Ismail Benatia, the guy who plays for AC Milan. What a player that guy is. He has a wand of a left foot. That's why anytime even if he's 50% fit, purely wants to put him on the pitch of play. The boy has got a footballing IQ, a footballing brain. But
Yeah,
back
yeah.
to Burkina Faso, I think the player, it has to be Tosoba. If they must go far in this competition, they must have a very tight defense. He must bring his A game. Because at sincere with you, they will not score so many goals. Don't forget, Betal Traore he hasn't scored much in recent times. In fact, let me be sincere, he hasn't played much in Aston
He
Villa.
hasn't played
He-
much. He hasn't played much.
exactly, he's been second fiddle to the likes of my guy who's doing so well. Let's talk about his English. Let's talk African football. So I think, to be sincere with you, I think it has to go down to Edward Soba. He has to come with his A game. There have to be defense leaky tight, not even allowing the slimmest of goals. Because in football, if it's nail, there's a chance. There's always a chance. If you can just stay in
Yeah.
the game, there's always a chance. It could be a set piece, it could be a corner kick, it could be a mistake, it could be a penalty. Just something could just happen. But you have to stay in the game. The first rule of the game, coach will tell you against the bigger side, just ensure you stay in the game. If it's 1-0, don't change your philosophy. Stay in the game. 1-0 is not something. You get a equalizer and get a point. So I think it's about the defense. If they will have to do well in this tournament, then it has to come from the defense. How solid they will be at the back line. I think Edson Thomas is a player to watch out for in this tournament.
Okay, okay. For those that are watching us, kindly subscribe to our channel, kindly like our videos, and always hit the notification bell so that whenever we have a live video or whenever we send out a video or upload a video, you'll be the first to see that video. Let's continue with Nonso, the sport bishop, but I will call it the football bishop. Uh, I'll call it the football bishop. Okay, quickly, let's go to Mauritania and Angola. Let's look at Mauritania as a side. Not really, they are not really known in African football. To be
Yeah,
let me say, but I think their last exploit at the Arab Cup gave them a real hope. I think they did relatively well in the Arab Cup.
yeah.
Gave them a really opening to see how far they could really go. I think for me, the Arab Cup should continue. That will help them on the other side. It
I,
will help them on the other side. So what do you think about this Mauritania side that is relatively new, not really new to the Nations Cup, but I think let me see if I can drag out their appearances in the Nations Cup. But what do you think about the side itself?
I think two things. First of all, like you did say, the surprise package, relatively unknown. We don't know what to expect. Whether they are a counter-attacking team, whether they play tiki taka, whether they play the Joko Bonito, whether they are solid defensively, whether they play the Gengen press, we don't know because we don't know what the kind of players they are offering. And these are not players that we know how they play in their club size, or we've seen them play at the top level of African football before. So I think they've got that element of surprise, which is one. Two, like you said, majority of the players who played at the Asian Cup are the players playing here because the national teams of them are mainly majorly home-based players. For the likes of Algeria, Tunisia, Egypt, those players were players who play at the home base in their home-based teams. So a lot of things changed. There were players in fusion. For some, it was a fusion of foreign-based players, like for Egypt it was six. For some, it was a mixture of the foreign and the home base. But for them, you're expecting the same, almost the same team who play at the Asian Cup to be at the African Cup of Nations because majority of them don't play abroad. They play their league here in Africa. So they've got that continuity. I think the fact that they have been camping for so long in time, because most of the players are already close by. They are within a certain perimeter. So they've been camping. The coach has been texting them. The coach has been watching them. So they could get that bonding. Something some national team don't have. Some like the Nigerian team, the Cameroonian team, they would just play for 3 or 4 days. All of a sudden they are here. Look at the players they have. Check majority of them are not playing in their own league or they're playing in Africa. You have players playing TP Mazembe, Al Hilal of Sudan, Nahu Dibu of Mauritania. Some people are playing Iraq. So you don't even know what to expect. I think the farthest player there is a player who's playing in Switzerland. They've got player
In
playing
Belgium, yes. There's one playing in Belgium. There's
exactly.
even one
They've
playing in
got
France.
playing
There's one
in
playing in
third tier
France.
of France. Exactly. In
I
Guangam,
think
third
it's the
tier in
second division
France.
in France. Yeah.
Exactly.
And
So
also, you also have is it Magnus that plays in is it okay? He's the Kure that plays in Cyprus.
exactly. So
Magnus of Cyprus. Yeah.
they're playing teams in the second division. Teams are playing in Cyprus for Fana. So
Uh,
my brother, it's just that I don't know you, you don't know me, so we don't even know what to expect. These players are going to use
yeah.
this tournament as a springboard, to announce themselves to African football. That will be the target. Let the Africa know who Mauritania is in African football. I just hope many teams will not take them lightly, like you said. I just hope many teams will not underrate them because these boys can. For the fact that they're playing, look at them playing in leagues across Europe, meaning that they're at least quite exposed. So
Yeah.
we'll see how it turns out. I
The
think
last
we
time they
have to look.
appeared, I think the last time they were in the Nations Cup was in 1974. Nations Cup. They finished eighth in that Nations Cup, and
Exactly.
since then they've not really um, played in the Nations Cup. I think this is their second out in the Nations Cup.
So there's just like they're
And
minnows. They're
hopefully,
minnows. They're
yeah, Milos,
minnows.
yeah, Milos. I mean,
So I don't.
they've not won.
People
They,
don't
they
like the
didn't win.
language.
They didn't win any game. They didn't win any game in that tournament. They were
Imagine.
beaten by
So even a
Congo. They
point
were
this
beaten.
tournament be like a success to them. A
They
point this
don't have
tournament
a
be like a
point there.
success. Exactly. So
Yes, yes.
see,
So,
please, I think I'm one of people who believe that there are still millions in African football. There are millions in the world football. San Marino is one of them. Mauritania can be called one of them. If they go into this tournament and get a point, fine. If they get out of this group, it's a fantastic tournament, as good as winning it for them. So I think for me, for them to go and gather experience, come on. Look how long, when last they were qualified for tournament. If they go here, get a point, get 3 points, whatever they do in this tournament, it looks like
yeah.
a step forward for them. So it's more for them.
Are
It's
you
not for them.
sure?
They'll pay their
Are
dues.
you sure?
They'll pay their dues. They'll pay their dues. It's all about paying their dues.
Okay, that's we wish Mauritania all the best of luck, and I hope that for me, it's not all about appearing in the Nations Cup. It is also all about being part of being a surprise party that playing one or two parts
Yeah.
going forward. I just hope that it will really be okay for them. So let's look at Angola now. Uh, Angola. What will I say about Angola? Angola at one time their football was really good, and at a certain time
Yeah.
now uh, they are really sitting back. So I don't know what do you think Angola will bring into this tournament?
I
Also,
think the name Angola comes to mind, the first thing that comes to my mind is the fact that Angola knocked Nigeria out of the World Cup. Remember, was it 2010 or 2006? Yeah, 2006. When we took that game to Kano. Remember,
can you hear me
in the
also?
good old days, where they had players like Flavio, you know.
Can you hear me?
Now, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I
Can you
can
hear
barely
me?
hear you.
Oh, can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
I said, what comes to my mind when I hear Angola is the fact that we lost to Angola at the World Cup qualifier.
I
Remember?
can barely hear you also, please. Can you kindly sign off and come back?
Okay.
Okay, since we lost Nonso, please I will wait for him to come back to the show. Okay, this is the Angola. For those that are still watching us, this is the Angola squad. Okay, I think we have Nonso back on the show. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you clearly.
Yeah, I
Okay,
said the
okay.
first
So
thing that
what
comes
Angola?
yeah, the first thing that comes to mind in Angola is about the World Cup when they knocked us out here in Kano. Remember? When the days of the
I
Austin
remember.
JJ of 2006, when the days of Flavio, and then it metamorphosed to the days of the Manuchos. Remember? The Manucho was
Yeah.
trying to drag the team, but it was not working. Now it looks like their football is on the nosedive. They barely even managed to qualify for the African Cup of Nations. Not really convincing, if you ask me. So, on paper, they should be one of the teams who look like to qualify. But sincerely, if you look at the team, that like look at the team like Libby posted us right now, they are no different than the Mauritanian team because there is no even no those days they had the Manucho. You could see he's the anchor man. You could get one set piece, one corner kick, one free kick, and he puts his head onto it, and again they go. I can't point to one right now in this Angola team. They looked a bit very, very light. I think they did not do enough in their in their handling of the batting, in ensuring that younger players come in to take up the battle for the likes of Flavio. The good old days when they qualify for the AFCON, for the World Cup for the first time in their history, qualify for the AFCON the first time in their history. It seems that football has hit the rocks again, and they're now clutching on straws. So I'm not really gonna be saying, oh, paper Angola are the big boys. No, I don't think so. They struggle to get here. Let us just put our fingers, let's put our fingers in. I don't think they're any better than Mauritania. I think because of Mauritania, I'll look at this Angola team, I'm licking my lips, and this is where I can get something from. There's something in here for me. I can do it if I do my assignments, my work well. I can grab something from this game. But anyway, the experience that the players have, that they are Angola enough, may shed, that's name Nigeria, even though we're not playing well, can send shivers down the spine of our opponent. The same thing for Angola, it could work for them. That they just manage to, but they don't inspire much confidence from me. I don't think they're a team that you can look at who can make it to the quarterfinals or maybe even make it to the semifinals or the finals. They don't look convinced. I'm not convinced. I don't know if you're convinced, Mr. Philip, but the truth remains that this team doesn't inspire much confidence. And to be sincere with you, if I must be honest, I'm clutching on straws now to give them something from this African competition. They sit at par with the Super Eagles right now. Nah,
Are you
no
sure?
flavor.
Are you sure? Are you
That's how
sure?
bad I rate. That's how bad I rate the Super Eagles. I don't respect. No, I don't know who said no, but I said it even for the Guinea game. I told a lot of people that also you said people that call him also you said it, but it's the truth. Nigeria is not terrible. What is keeping us that we are Super Eagles? We have history. Is that bad? Have you watched them play in recent times? Forget the names. Forget the names. Let's look at
I
how they
have.
play.
I have. No, it's not all about. Like I told you. Like I
Yeah,
always say, it is not all about the name. The name doesn't really matter. You are
it's
Manchester United. You are Real Madrid. You are Arsenal, Liverpool. If you play badly, you play badly, and you
football.
have
Football is a team sport.
your reputation
It's a
have to
team
precede
sport.
you if you are these clubs. Yeah.
Exactly. That's why I think what can work for Angola is this. Okay, all of us right now we are average players. There is no top star among us. Let's play as a team. We'll fight
Yeah.
together. We'll defend together. We'll attack together. We'll try and cover each other loopholes because we are playing as a team. There's no individual players. There's no Salah. Salah can happen for Egypt. In the 20 minutes, Salah just happen, picks the ball, get past 4 5 players, bang. Osimhen can pick the ball, but at most 4 5 players, bang. We've got that individual quality. They don't, so It has to be the team performance. And if they don't gel as a team and come out to play as a team, it could be finito, se fini before they even start on the group stages. Absolutely. That's how bad it is for Angola.
Okay, so before we go, how bad is the injury to Victor Boniface?
6 weeks, he's out for 6 weeks. He's out for 6 weeks. Of a report we're getting, he will be flying back to. It's a groin injury. He will flying back to Germany for more further inquiries. After which he will stay there and start the rehabilitation. The report is that he's out for 6 weeks. It's a groin injury, so he'll be out for the full duration of the AFCON. There's no need keeping him in camp, so he's out injured. Nigeria has confirmed his departure, and they've called up Terry Murphy, the guy who plays for OGC Nice, to come in and replace him. Don't forget, the coach of OGC Nice was singing in high heavens, and Nigeria forgot to take Terry Murphy. He was like, "Oh, praise God,
Well,
this guy is not
I
going
was
home."
thinking, so I was thinking that like for like, why don't you take why don't you take this guy, this urban guy
Onuatu,
that plays? No, no,
Onuatu,
no, Urban, Gift
Oban, Gift
Urban.
Oban. Gift Oban was not even the provisional list. That's the problem. He's not even the provisional. You can't call him not the provisional list at all. He's not even the provisional list. He's not there. You know, the first one provisional list, there is no Gift Oban. So you can't call up who is not there. Don't forget, there's sometimes to CAF.
Well,
So they have to pick from that list.
the closest player
Boniface is
to
gift.
Boniface
Absolutely, is gift.
is Gift Urban.
They play exactly. They play the similar kind of football, but unfortunately, it's not in the list. You have to take from the list. I felt the coach would have gone with Cyril Desires. I think he gives that is an all-rounder player like Boniface, but he seems to go for the player he knows, which is Terry Murphy. Terry Murphy, I think he just missed the list out from a whisker. If it was a 27-man list, I bet you Terry would have been in that list. So he just went for the guy that he trusts. That's Topesero, the guy that he has played with, he knows. And then we hope that the guy bring the goals after his scoring goals reckless. His scoring goals reckless abandon in OGC Nice in France. Hopefully that left foot bring forth the results that it required. So for me, sad one for Nigeria. There's no Victor Boniface. Yet another sad news after the 2-0 loss to Guinea-Bissau. Yet another sad news after the pulls out and Alassane was called up. Now and that sad news. It looked like the god of soccer is not smiling down at the Super Eagles at the moment. But anyway, Terry Murphy returns in, like I said, he will fill in the gap. But it's pending on the approval of CAF and of course the club. Don't forget, like I said, the coach was coming out during the press conference that his best January signing was Terry Murphy. That they already considered losing him in this January transfer window, but thank God he was not called up by the Nigerian national team. So he was celebrating
So
already.
he's been called up now.
Exactly,
He's
that
been
is the
called
God
up
of.
now.
I wonder how the coach will feel. So it is what it is.
Okay, so we wish Terry Murphy all the best in the Eagle shirt going to this AFCON. The
Yeah,
AFCON commences 13th of January. I think some few days from now, 4 days from now. We'll
absolutely.
continue our live coverage. We'll continue our live coverage. I think we'll be looking at once we are done with the group preview, which we'll do, which we'll have, which we have to do in there about 2 days time. Then we'll look at match day play. I think I'll have a whole host of other analysts, the likes of OC, um, Roland, and other people come join us on the show. Maybe I will look at it and let me see. I think I'll arrange something that we can accommodate everybody on the show to see if we could have a very nice show at the end of the day to see which player we're expecting and to do well in the AFCON, which team will win the AFCON, and who are the dark horses before them. So I think we have a lot to cover on, but with also on my side, we can do better and we can do a lot. So thank you also, and I'll see you at the other end of the show, hopefully. And
Yeah. Thank you very much for having me. Thank you very much.
okay. So kindly subscribe to Fantasy Football on YouTube. It's Fantasy Football on YouTube. Hopefully, you will bring you more updates. We'll also break this video down into the various teams. We'll break them down. If you want to watch, if you want to learn more about Angola from so you can we'll give you the Angola clip. We'll give you the Burkina Faso clip, Algeria and Mauritania clip. So we'll see you some other time, and or we'll see you tomorrow when we'll have group. I think so should be around for group F.
Group F, yeah.
Group E, yes, group E. Those one
Yeah.
OC will be around for group E. I will have them tomorrow on the show. So see you guys, and um,